Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another KBO PrizePicks video for June the 25th. I have two props for you guys. I have David Buchanan over 5.5 hits allowed. I have Dan Straley over 15.5 pitching outs. So let's get into it. So what I like to use is kind of like a guide, not really nothing set in stone. And you can find this on DraftKings if you go under innings. Under the KBO odds section, you can go under innings, and then you can do first five as well as team total for the first X innings, and it's basically the first five. So the matchup that we have first is David Buchanan going up against SSG Landers, and what these odds is basically telling us is that they believe that SSG was going to score 2 runs minimum in the first 5 innings. So that should bode well for our hits prop that we have, or hits allowed prop that we have. But it's not necessarily set in stone, but it gives you an idea that, and then two, if they are to be able to get 2 runs score, hopefully it's not via just walks or hit by pitch, it's more so by hits, and that will basically help us out as well. But looking at Buchanan and his stats, he has went over this hits line in every game but 5 games this year. He's missed it. He's hooked on it once this year out of those 5 games. So he's really come really close to having a high percentage of his games go over 5.5 hits allowed. But yeah, he's not really a strikeout pitcher. I think a lot of these numbers is kind of fluky because he hasn't had the bigger sample size like he had over the last couple years. Of course, because early in the year, like, he pitched 27 games, 26 and 30. And as you can see, like, his K percentage is 16%, 20%, 16, and then 22 this year. And his walk percentage is actually down, and his ground ball percentage is down as well. So I think over time that'll kind of even out. His FIP says he's a better pitcher than his ERA, which basically is a true indicator of your ERA more so than your actual ERA, because ERA can factor in, errors and things of that nature that may not be necessarily be your fault. And FIP basically singles all that stuff out, and it basically has just things that you can control as a pitcher: walks, hit by pitch, things of that nature. Doesn't excludes errors and things like that. So yeah, so that's Buchanan. I think he should be able to give up 6 hits today. Moving on to Dan Straley. Now this one is just more so a gut feel, because he's been struggling lately. As you can see here, he's pitched 5 innings, 4 innings, 5, and then he pitched 7 4 outings ago, and then he's pitched 6 before that. So I think, and baseball has a weird way of humbling people, telling you that you're not as good as you think you are. And then once you come to that realization, then you become, a better player, more mentally strong. And I think that's what he's kind of going through, that rough patch right now. And I think that today's his day to kind of break out of this little rut that he's in, because some of these players are really good, and that they're going to struggle. They're going to have a couple bad games, but most of them are too good to struggle for a long period of time. And I think, today's his day to come out of this. And all he has to do is pitch 5 innings and then go into the 6th inning and get 1 out in the 6th inning. So I think he's fully capable of doing that. And then as well, this year, he's only went over this line 5 times this year, and he's hooked on it like 4 times by missing by 1 out. So I just think he's overdue for that as well. And then another thing to take into account is looking at their team total. He pitches for Lotte, so the LG team total is -140 for the under 2.5. So that bodes well in our favor too, meaning that it's not going to be a lot of traffic on the base paths. If they score anything, it'll probably be 2 runs maximum. So long as they're not super long extended innings where he's throwing 25 to 30 pitches in an inning to boost his pitch count up, then he should be good to be able to go 5 innings and be able to get into that 6th inning and get that first out. So I really like that for him as well. And then too, I looked at, because you can kind of filter some things out in here. So with his earned runs, being as though they're thinking that he's not going to give up 3 runs today, So in all his starts that he's had where he's given up 2 runs or less, he has gone over the 15.5 pitching outs. As you can see here, he pitched 7 innings, 6 innings, 6 in the third, 6 innings. So he's only missed it twice, and one of the times, again, by 1 out against KT earlier, or actually his last start not too long ago. So yeah, I really think it's just time for him. He's due. So those are my 2 picks. I have David Buchanan over 5.5 hits allowed, Dan Straley over 15.5 pitching outs. So I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.